Hello, warriors. Welcome back to Faith and Rice Perspectives with Dr. Linda. Today, we have something truly special for you. We're going to dive into the beautiful messages shared by Pastor Jerieze to his wife, Pastor Eno Jerieze, as well as Moses Bliss, and the message shared by his wife, Mary Bliss, to celebrate their loved ones, both Pastor Jerieze and Moses Bliss, their loved ones' birthdays. So, whereas let's grab your notebook as well as popcorn so we can explore these messages, the lessons we can learn about love, family, and faith, as well as how these principles align with our rights as believers. Let's get started. So, first, warrior, we'll start by looking at these themes from the messages shared by both Pastor Jerieze and Mary Bliss, that's Mrs. Bliss' wife. The first point we need to note is about celebrating milestone. First off, let's take a moment to reflect on the beautiful message shared by both Pastor Jerieze and Mrs. Bliss. Now, we're going to quickly have a look at the post by Pastor Jerieze that he posted while celebrating his wife, Pastor Eno Jerieze. He wrote, and I read, "To the little girl I met at 17, who has blossomed to a virtuous woman. To the young Christian I knew, who has grown to become a fireful vessel in the hands of God. To the shy girl I met, who has grown to be a pillar of confidence and boldness. 42, you are baby girl for life," with a love emoji. How you manage the home, the kids, me, pastor effectively, and still take on your role as a chairman of Abia State Civil Service Commission, leading landmark reforms, is such a beauty to behold. Who would not love a woman like you? Munyem, thank you for keeping our home. My Calabar princess, thank you for proving that stagnation has no room in your life. Thank you for your preaching fire. Thank you for understanding the man ministry has turned me to be. Thank you for your smiles. Thank you. I guess this should be thank you for your laughter and those innocent questions. They reveal how simple your heart is. On your mom from way back. A million words can't describe all that I have in my heart. But on this special day of yours, I pray, may history be kind to you. May posterity remember you with joy. Our children, biological and spiritual, all over the world, will call you blessed. May more auction rise within you. May the miraculous break out around you. May your prayer fire never go down. May you continually be dead to applause of men till we hear our Father say, "Well done." Happy birthday, women on fire. Happy birthday, Belle. Happy birthday, my Calabar queen. Happy birthday, my Efik princess. Happy birthday, Mama the Mama. I love you, and I will forever will. Happy birthday, my love. So, warriors, these are the messages, or rather the message shared by Pastor Jerieze on his social media platform celebrating his wife on her 42nd birthday. Pastor Jerieze expressed profound love from the message we've read, or rather we've had. He expressed profound love and admiration for his wife, Eno Ebele Jerieze, on her 42nd birthday. He praised her journey from a young girl to a virtuous woman and a pillar of confidence, a vessel of God, and a pillar of confidence, a powerful transition that highlights personal growth and development. He mentions her exceptional quality to manage their home, their kids, his pastoral responsibilities, and her significant role in leadership as the chairman of the Abia State Civil Service Commission. That's truly inspiring. So this is actually a very inspiring post, and having listened to that particular post, let's now look at the post by, or rather the message by Moses Bliss' wife, Mary Bliss, celebrating him on his birthday as well. So, like we may all know, Mary Bliss celebrated her husband, Moses Bliss, on his 30th birthday with a touching message from her. She called him a king and more, applauding his achievements and the impact he has made in such a short time. Marie emphasized his discipline, excellence, and humility, showcasing the incredible legacy he's building in the first 30 years of his life. Now, warriors, let's quickly have a look at the message as well. So here it reads, a king and more, royalty, wishing a man after God's very own heart a happy 30th birthday. Wow, look at all God has done through you in under 30 years. It is astonishing to behold. The legacy you are already building with your life is exemplary, exceptional, and inspiring. You are the epitome of grace and an uplifter and nurturer, always one step ahead and setting the pace with such discipline, excellence, and humility. Truly, it has been 3 decades of God's grace, and I know greater lies ahead for you. I love you, sunshine. You are the best. Please, you look amazing. Fine gentleman, great girl. And of course, to the message, Moses Bliss responded, thank you, my love. You are the absolute best, with a love emoji. So, warriors, these messages are, of course, they are quite grand and inspiring. Both messages are filled with love and gratitude, proving that acknowledging our partners is not just a celebration of milestones, but a commitment to nurturing each other's growth. Yes, that is what it's all about. We've looked at the first point that I wanted to make out of this, and we've also looked at the messages. We looked at the point that it's good to celebrate milestones of our loved ones, our partners. Now let's look at the second message, or the second point we take home, or we see from this messages, from celebrating birthdays, from these messages rather. So, like I said, we've drawn several valuable lessons. Now, the second one we'll talk about is support and acknowledgement. If we look at the book of Proverbs 31, from verse 10 to 31, it talks about the virtuous woman, which, of course, Pastor Jereze used to describe his wife. Now, let's quickly look at that passage and what it says. The passage reads, how hard it is to find a capable wife. She is worth far more than jewels. Her husband puts his confidence in her, and he will never be poor. As long as she lives, she does him good and never harm. She keeps herself busy making wool and linen clothes. She brings home food from out of the way places, as merchant ships do. She gets up before daylight to prepare food for her family and to tell her servant girls what to do. She looks at land and buys it, and with money she has earned, she plants a vineyard. She is a hard worker, strong and industrious. She knows the value of everything she makes and works late into the night. She spins her own thread and weaves her own clothes. She is generous to the poor and needy. She doesn't worry when it snows because her family has warm clothing. She makes bedspreads and wears clothes of fine purple linen. Her husband is well known, one of the leading citizens. She makes clothes and belts and sells them to merchants. She's strong and respected and not afraid of the future. She speaks with gentle wisdom. She's always busy and looks after her family needs. Her children show her appreciation and her husband praises her. He says, many women are good wives, but you are the best of them all. Charm is deceptive and beauty disappears, but a woman who honors the Lord should be praised. Give her credit for all she does. She deserves the respect of everyone. So this is from the scriptures describing the virtuous woman in Proverbs 31. Of course, this is also the message that Pastor Jereze, like I have said, used to, of course, praise the wife and celebrate her during her birthday. Now, both messages, both from Pastor Jereze and Mary Bliss, emphasize the importance of uplifting one another. We've talked about the Proverbs 31 and what it represents. Now let's talk about the second point from this celebration of birthdays from both parties. That's Pastor Jerry is celebrating his wife and Mary Bliss celebrating her husband. Second point I want us to look at is partnership in purpose. If you look at the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 4, verse 9 to 12, it reads, Two are better off than one because together they can work more effectively. If one of them falls down, the other can help him up. But if someone is alone and falls, it's just too bad because there is no one to help him. If it is cold, two can sleep together and stay warm. But how can you keep one by yourself? Warriors, marriage is fundamentally a partnership where both individuals work together towards shared dreams. It's not about one person being more important than the other. Rather, it's about collaboration. Pastor Jerry's emphasis on his wife's public service role reflects the essence of a partnership that thrives on mutual respect and encouragement. This biblical truth teaches us that two are indeed better than one. Now, warriors, let's look at the third point, which is celebrating each other. Here we look at the biblical passage of or scripture of Romans 12, verse 10. This biblical scripture in Romans 12:10 states, love one another warmly as Christian brothers and be eager to show respect for one another. We ought to celebrate one another regularly, warriors. This biblical passage encourages us, of course, to love one another with brotherly affection and honor one another above ourselves, just as Bliss celebrated her husband's 30th birthday with a warm message. And of course, talking about his life, his 30 years of life and legacy, we should cultivate a culture of appreciation in our homes. It strengthens bonds and deepens love. Whereas before we continue, let's quickly look at this video as well.
Celebrating 3 decades of grace. Let me tell you a story, one that sounds like the makings of a fairy tale, one of impossibility. But for one young man, this story is his reality. No one knew his name, but the one who called him did.
My name is Bliss. I'm committed to make Jesus known through my music and make Jesus experienced through my music.
No one would give him their time of day. Who would believe in this kid who had nothing much but a servant heart? It was just he and his Lord and King. He'd spend his days in prayer and nights worshipping to the one whom his soul loved. And so, like David, whilst he was tucked away in the field alone, God's grace located him from above.
So, warriors, that was an excerpt of clip of Mary Bliss celebrating her husband, Moses Bliss, on his birthday, on his 30th birthday celebration. So, warriors, we'll continue with our discussion. We'll look at our fourth point, which what we have here is faith-driven growth. Here we're going to look at the biblical passage of Colossians chapter 3 from verse 23 to 24. It states, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as though you were working for the Lord and not for men. Remember that the Lord will give you as a reward what he has kept for his people. So it's essential, warriors, to align ourselves with faith-driven goals in our relationships. Pastor Jerry's heartfelt prayer for Pastor Eno, his wife, underscores the notion that we should seek God's will for ourselves and our partners. And just like we've read in Colossians, this biblical passage reminds us that whatever we do, we should do it heartily as for the Lord, encouraging one another spiritually, which is very pivotal in maintaining a healthy relationship, as you can see in both Pastor Jerry's message to his wife as well as Mary Bliss' message to her husband, Moses Bliss. The fifth point we have here is building a legacy. And our biblical excerpt that we're going to look at is Psalm 112 from verse 1 to 3, and it states, "Praise the Lord. Happy is the person who honors the Lord, who takes pleasure in obeying his commands. The good man's children will be powerful in the land. His descendants will be blessed. His family will be wealthy and rich, and he will be prosperous forever." Well, this is a very powerful promises and message from God, who tells us that once we honor Him, we honor Lord in so many ways. We honor Him in our spouses, in our relationships, in our partners, in our wives, in our husbands. And the Lord is saying from His words in Psalm 112 from verse 1 to 3 that once we honor Him by doing His will and by honoring one another, as He would want us to do, that our children will be powerful in the land, our descendants will be blessed, and our family will be wealthy and rich and will be prosperous forever. And we recall, warriors, that God's words never fail. He has never failed. So this is a powerful one for all of us. Lastly, both Pastor Jerez and Moses exemplify what it means to build a legacy. Moses is being acknowledged for his achievements at just 30, proving that we can make an impact at any age. Psalm 112 speaks of a righteous man whose legacy will be remembered. As couples, we should work together to build a legacy of faith, love, and service, one that our children and future generation will be proud of. So we'll quickly look at the faith and rights perspectives of this message. Analyzing these heartwarming messages through the lens of faith and rights, it highlights how both love and faith can empower individuals to achieve their potential while respecting the rights and dignity of each partner. Both Pastor Jereze and Moses Bliss are not just celebrated figures, they are advocates for family values rooted in faith. Their experiences remind us of the spiritual responsibility we carry in our relationships. Every interaction is an opportunity to honor God's design for marriage. Whereas before we'll continue with lessons learned, we have a few lessons we want to briefly talk about as our take-homes from this particular video. I want to ask you, if you have not subscribed to this channel, to please click the like button now, click the subscribe button as well, and share with others so that we'll keep on. Also remember to put on the notification bell so you are always notified whenever we upload new videos. Thank you so much, Warrior, for supporting us. Now we talk about lessons learned. Here we have about few lessons that we're going to quickly talk about 4 of them precisely. So the first one, part of what we've been discussing earlier, is celebrating each other's growth. That it's important to recognize and honor the evolution of our partners, our loved ones over the years. We have looked at the Proverbs chapter 31 from verse 10, which of course talks about the virtuous woman. Second lesson that we've learned as takeaway from this video is acknowledging achievements. We should cultivate the habit of acknowledging achievements. If you look at the book of Ephesians 5:33, it is written that we should engage in mutual respect and appreciation. We should celebrate personal and professional milestones. Then the third one is providing spiritual support. The book of Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 11 tells us to build each other up through encouragement. We should not tear each other down, either by our words or by our action. We should actively encourage and pray for one another, deepening our spiritual connection. This does not only apply to couples, married couples, or those in relationships, those that are courting. It applies to our day-to-day relationships as well, to the friend, to the neighbor, to the brother, to the sister that we have around us. We should mirror our lives to be Christ-like, to reflect that of Christ. And then the final lesson we should take home as lesson learned from this video is building a legacy together. We've looked at Mary Bliss appreciating her husband at 30, and we've also looked at Pastor Jerez appreciating his wife at 42, and reflecting her more of utilizing her as a virtuous woman. Those are very powerful illustrations, and it's always good to build legacy together with one's in our relationships. We should work as a team to create profound legacy of faith and values for future generations. If you look at the book of Joshua 24:15, it says, commit to serving the Lord together in your household, in your community, in your families, in everywhere we see, in our workplaces, in everywhere that we see ourselves. Conclusively, warriors, I would like to hear from you. How do you celebrate achievements in your marriage, in your relationships, in your home, with your friends, with people around you? What steps do you take to encourage people around you, your partner spiritually. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Celebrating Milestone isn't just about recognizing age, it's about acknowledging growth spiritually, emotionally, and as partners. Let us take these lessons to heart as we continue to uplift and love each other within our marriage and families. If you love today's videos, warrior, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with others who might need to hear this. Comment below your favorite lessons from today, and let's keep the conversation going. Until next time, stay blessed and keep shining your light. Bye.